We are 1 week out from Election Day, and polling indicates three key governor's races are tightening. Republicans have gained momentum in Arizona, Michigan, and Wisconsin, races that range from toss-up to lean Democrat. Now take a look. In Arizona, former TV news anchor Kari Lake trailed as recently as September to Secretary of State Katie Hobbs. But according to an average of polls from Real Clear Politics, Lake has been slowly but surely able to take the lead and is now up by about 3.8%. Now, like every other state, inflation is of top of mind for Arizona voters, and both candidates told them they can relate to anyone who is going through this tough economic time.
We cut taxes on all kinds of everyday items like over-the-counter medication, school supplies, diapers, feminine hygiene products. We provide a state-level child tax credit and tax credits for people who want to go back to work in higher paying jobs to get career and technical education.
And what we're going to do in the short term is to provide some relief from things like grocery taxes and rent taxes. That'll put $500 million back into the pockets of hardworking Arizonans.
In Michigan, Democratic incumbent Governor Gretchen Whitmer held a 17-point lead back in August over Republican challenger Tudor Dixon. But since that time, the race has become increasingly more competitive. Now, the opponents are about 3 points apart, according to the Real Clear Politics average. Education and public schooling is really important here because, remember, Governor Whitmer was in charge during the COVID pandemic, and Tudor Dixon is criticizing her for how she handled it. Here's what they both had to say about school closures during their final debate.
This is shocking to me that she thinks that schools were only closed for 3 months, or maybe she thinks she can convince you that schools were only closed for 3 months, but you know better because your students are the ones that are desperately behind. And the test scores show that she's being dishonest about this.
The reason kids were out of school during the pandemic was because we were working off of knowledge from 1918, when kids died from the last global pandemic. As a mom, all I was thinking about was saving the lives of our kids.
Finally, in Wisconsin, Democratic incumbent Governor Tony Evers led by about 2.5 points back in August. But now the race is pretty much a tie. They're separated by less than 1%. Both Evers and Republican Tim Mitchell say they have a better plan to turn the economy around.
To mitigate against inflation, we're going to lower our taxes on our middle-class folks in the state of Wisconsin by 10%. We're going to get rid of the minimum markup law on gasoline, which could save people up to 30 cents on a gallon.
We're going to do massive tax reform, get more money in people's pockets here in Wisconsin, and the hardworking, tax-paying people of Wisconsin will spend more of that money on goods and services, helping make our economy here even more robust.